I have a few questions. The first question I want to ask you, how was it for you before you joined this program, before we even knew each other, right?
Yeah. So basically, I was a big procrastinator. I struggled lots with persistency and emotional eating. I've tried multiple times before on my own to follow a program, but it wouldn't last long enough for me to see results. I would lose the motivation and stop being consistent. I definitely knew I needed to make changes and I was trying, but I didn't know how to do it effectively on my own. So I think I was.
Okay. Okay. And I think this is like something that a lot of people today struggle with. I see this happen a lot. And kind of like I think we talked about it the other day in the group call with the sisters. If we look at the older generations, like our grandparents, now my grandparents weren't Muslims, but even though they weren't Muslim, they were very consistent. Like they followed a certain schedule. They were like, and maybe your family as well, or other like watching that, you can look at your grandparents and they were very structured and had a split schedule. They had different struggles, obviously. But now we look at our life, our generation, completely different, right? So this progression thing, I think a lot of people can see this happening.
Yeah, it's mentioned. I think a lot about the way we're living and a lot of distractions we have. Our attention span is getting smaller, and yeah, procrastination became like an epidemic for everyone.
Yeah, like you just, we're like this TikTok generation, right? Like you just scrolling and love star, like it's been really, like it has really affected us. So I think it is a challenge. But alhamdulillah, there always like with anything in dunya that Allah has created, there is always a solution, right? Like
Yeah.
in the hadith, we know that the Prophet mentioned that to every sickness, there's a cure, right? Except death. So we can see maybe if we see procrastination as a sickness or the inconsistency as a sickness, there should be a cure.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask you, so once we jumped on our first call and you've been with us since I think it was like 2 weeks now, a little bit more,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I
Um,
actually took a look at the habits you've been doing and everything prior to this. But I want to hear from you. Has been your honest experience during these 2 weeks during the program?
Honestly, I'm not exaggerating, but this program has really been mind shifting. It gave me a whole different perspective about a fitness journey and made it more about than fitness. The program for me is very unique of its own. At least for me personally, I never encountered something like this. So the least we could say, it must definitely be a rare concept. Like it links fitness with Islam principles and Sunnah guidance. In fact, even before I started the program, by reading the stronger Muslim guide that she provided, I realized how blinded I was about this perspective. I got reminded that being healthy, especially as a Muslim, is not just about you. It's also about taking care of your body. That is a gift from Allah. So you need to cherish it and express your gratitude by taking care of it. For example, the program also helped me to redefine completely in my mind what emotional eating is. Now, for me, it's not different from any waswasa from shaitan. When he wants you to do something bad, you are literally harming yourself, just like someone would smoke or do drugs. I literally started saying A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem anytime I feel like stress eating, and subhanAllah, alhamdulillah, it would work. Also, about junk food, I started thinking about it that buying it is tabgir and israf. The money you use for buying junk food would be better used for a gym membership or something beneficial. And also, most junk food and snacks we usually buy highly produced by companies that you're supposed to be buying anyway. So yeah, yeah. And also I could also give other example like this, but basically this program makes you remember that from a Muslim's perspective, you should think of taking care of your health as a ibadah. It's not an obligation. And with the right intentions, you get reward for it. So it's a double win. I also got the opportunity to be in touch with a positive community, which motivates you to take care of your body, but also remind you of Allah. So you feel a good, healthy competitiveness to be a stronger Muslim. Yeah, so only positive things to say, mashallah. I had I can actually never recommend this program enough. But even for non-Muslims, I honestly imagine that, for example, join this program for fitness purposes only, and I get surprised and pleasantly surprised by Islam discovery. Like it would be like some type of dawah. Yeah. So yeah, this project, mashallah, had big potential, and I really hope Allah will make it and make it more popular and more beneficial to you. And really, Simon, Jazakallah khair for creating this.
As I always say, it's everything good is from Allah, right?
Yeah.
And we thank him for this, alhamdulillah. And actually, I've had non-Muslims doing this program, by the way. Not many, obviously, with how the program is designed. But I had a brother from Norway. He joined earlier this year and he became a Muslim. He went through the program and he saw, wait, does Islam teach you this and this? And so like you said, I think it's really beneficial. Like the religion of Islam is beneficial for anything, not only from this perspective of becoming, like having stronger Iman, also, like you said, changing your perspective of things, like taking care of things in a different way, taking care of the blessings of Allah.
Yeah.
When there was an ayah I thought about, he says he will definitely, ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ, like he using two, like for those who know Arabic, so he uses two articles that really emphasize that it will definitely happen. It's very, Allah does this. We will be asked about every blessing we have from Allah.
Yes.
Including what? Including the body, including the health, right? So I really like the way you mentioned that. It is a blessing we should take care of our normal body. And the thing with junk food, I want to say this because I think it's also good for you to hear this. I always find it difficult or problematic to talk about food in a way that is like very black or white. I know what you mean with junk food, 100%. Like some food is not even, it's not good for you, anyone. It's not good, like no benefit, right? Like a lot of these fast foods that you see.
About high
Sometimes
processed food.
Yeah, 100%. Like the kind of food we should be careful with, because this is not even, like, didn't even exist on the day of Sahaba and the Prophet, right? So imagine what they would say about this. But it's also important to enjoy eating sweets and enjoying food is important, but not in a way that you eat emotionally, right?
Yeah.
Like your emotion controls your eating and you're just eating because you're stressed or you try to forget or distract yourself. I think that's when it becomes a little bit destructive or dangerous. I took a look at the data. It's only been 2 weeks and all back, you're almost like down like 4 kilos, I think, almost like 3.5 or something like this. Was it difficult? Did it feel difficult to eat?
No, in fact, because I didn't stress much about it and I made small steps and comfortable changes. For now, alhamdulillah, it's going smoothly. I hope it continues like this.
Yeah, inshallah. And it's very early, so nothing is perfect. But did you have to count calories and follow like cook meals, change your life?
No, I just had to control my portions. Even before I started the program, I thought about like cooking for myself, but surprisingly, I was able to manage it just with what I eat usually. And I control the portions for things and I eat the carbs like with everyone, but eat less and add 2 eggs or some tuna for more protein. But I eat with
Yeah,
protein.
mashallah. Yeah, you've been doing a really good job. And this is like also emphasized, like it's not always you don't have to go to the extreme to see good results. You just need to trust the process, have to work with make dua and just change step by step. Like you said before, right? And one thing like I'm really happy to see, I saw that we create habits, right? Not only for the eating, but also Islamic habits. And mashallah, you're on a streak when it comes to praying Fajr on time. So I'm really happy to see that. And this is also important, like you mentioned, it's not always taking care of the body, but also taking care of the relationship with Allah.
Yeah, and also when you take care of that relationship with Allah, He will also help you with your journey, your fitness journey. Everything will works together.
Yeah, and it's like both things, like I mentioned, there's a lot of fitness and faith. They're both lifestyles, right? There's not really a destination. It's not, okay, when you reach this body weight, then you can retire and go eat junk food or restaurant. It's something you need to do every day and take care of your body, right? And take care of your Iman, take care of the Salah, the Quran, right? It's like a process, daily process. I don't want to make this too long, right? Sometimes we go on a tangent, no problem. Last question, right? What advice would you give to people, those who are being in the same spot you were before even joining this program a few months back, like struggling with this, like you mentioned in the beginning with procrastination, inconsistency and things. What would be your honest advice?
Yeah. So first thing I would say is to stop stressing too much. If you're trying to be more fit, stress will definitely not work in your favor and even make it more difficult to do. Just stop stressing about your weight. Stop stressing about counting calories. Don't make yourself hate the scale. Instead, I would suggest to shift your focus. Don't make it just about weight, but about being more healthy. You need to also remember that the speed of losing weight or gain it is different from one person to the other. So you need to be realistic about your goals. Know that weight is not like maths. It goes up and down and it gets affected by multiple factors. Expect these natural fluctuations. You won't get disappointed and lose motivation when they happen. I promise if you start embracing healthy habits, you will definitely become more energetic. You will have less emotional imbalance and moodiness. And if you think like this, you will likely stress less and eventually reach your weight goal. Also, the time and brain cells that you're using to count calories and other things like this, you're better off using them to reorganize, for example, your budgets to be able to buy healthier food and afford the gym membership. Another thing I'd say, don't make big changes from the start because you will easily get tired and lose hope. Instead, take small steps. And when you feel comfortable, make the steps bigger gradually. Also, about steps, small step I would think about. I would suggest to start from the grocery store, for example. I think it's definitely easy for any human being to try to save money, right? So why don't you make savings on junk food, for example? Think of unhealthy food as haram food. So you shouldn't be buying it to begin with. And your pocket will thank you for that. So it's a win situation. Also, even when you still are not able to start changing, make dua for Allah to help you. Keep making dua without stopping. And inshallah, you will start to change and take actions without even realizing it. This actually happens for me. And there was no logical way for me to encounter your account on my social media. Really, the moment I saw it, I was so like I got shivers because almost God sent me your account and I found it and I got impressed by the concept. Really, subhanallah, alhamdulillah. Also, I want to make a comment about emotional eating because it has for a long time been justified and somehow normalized and accepted as some sort of coping mechanism. But when you think about it, no, it's not something that you should just accept and get used to it. Like it happens for everyone and everything from time to time, just accept it and it will pass. But if you think about it, you're literally acting like an addict. I'm saying this from experience, and I think a lot of people would relate to this. My words might sound a bit strict, but at some point, we gotta take control of our mind. Just as a Muslim, you could live without drinking alcohol when you get sad or frustrated. You can also do the same thing with emotional eating, really. Think of it like this. Also, if you have money, stop wasting it on things that not only are not beneficial for you, but harm you. Like you're literally spending your precious money to harm yourself. Instead, like I said earlier, use that money for a gym membership or something good or sort or that, I don't know. Yeah. And also remember that you will definitely, and you mentioned that before, you will definitely as a Muslim and as a human, you're definitely going to be asked by Allah on what you spent the money He gave you. So what are you going to do? Are you going to tell Allah, yeah, I used the money you gave me to buy food that hurts the body that you also gave me. So are you ready to hold this responsible? I don't think so. So yeah, anyways, I can go forever talking like that. We don't want to make this too short, so I'm going to stop here. Also, I'm saying all of these points, and I hope I can myself stay steady on them and reminded by these points, inshallah. May Allah help us all.
I mean, very beautiful noise. You should be a coach yourself.
Yeah, a lot of people say I'm very, how do you say, I have pedagogy. Even at work, I'm good.
You know, it's really, I think you mentioned a lot of good, I think a lot of this advice, I think you also mentioned it from, you have experience, right? It's
Yeah,
like
I have
this
experience, and also a lot of it is inspired from the guide you share with people, the Stronger Muslim guide, and also that's also inspired from Sunnah and Islam, basically. So, yeah,
it's really interesting. In the beginning, when you mentioned about the weight, and it's really interesting. That's why I said almost like fitness and faith is so intertwined. Why? Because like you said, with the weight, it's going to go up and down, and there's no reason for you to be sad. It's just a sign that you are progressing. Same thing with Iman. If you think about it, Iman goes up and down. Sometimes you have a low Iman and you get sad. Should you give up? No. Scholars mentioned you should act more like you should do more action that gets you closer to Allah. Make that low Iman, make it into an alarm clock for you to wake up and, okay, something's wrong. I need to maybe pray more on time. I need to read Quran or something. Same thing with the weight. You're using these signals your body sends you and your heart and mind sends you, guide you towards the right direction. Allah put this in us, right?
Definitely inspire.
So I really love that advice, mashallah, buddy. And honestly, I think this is one of the most beneficial talks I've had, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah. I hope it's going to be beneficial for whoever watches the video. And thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you for taking the opportunity. It's a pleasure and an honor, everybody. Yeah, let's wrap it up here. It's almost Isha where I am at. And I don't want to take more of your precious time. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Ismar, for sharing this with us. Maybe we do a part 2. Inshallah.
Maybe, inshallah. Thank you.
Okay.
Salam alaikum.
Again.